Good morning, all. Good to see all of you here. I hope I am audible. Well, welcome to this webinar. Great. So I'll introduce myself first. I'm Arti Mohan from Ipsaa Daycare. Ipsaa is a home away from home, and it abounds with children. I'm sure you and your family all are safe at home. Our children are safe at home. Well, these are difficult times. These are very difficult times. It's a different scenario altogether, and we are learning a lot in this. But yes, we will get over it. We will come through it safe and strong. Well, the scenario is quite stressful, but it is something which is not impossible. It's something new, it is unexpected, but yes, it is here to kind of take a call on how to deal with it in future. We as adults definitely are much more stressed. We are much more worked up about so many things. We have our, household chores. We have our office work. We are working from home. We are working for home. There's a difference. We are working in keeping everything, you could say, disciplined and structured at home, taking care of our family members, and especially our children, who till about a month and a half back, were going to the schools, were going to daycares, were taken care of. Life was going on quite smoothly, but suddenly everything went haywire. But as human beings are, we are quite adaptable. We make sure that we grapple the situation, we take charge of the situation, and we move on. It is a bit, you could say, it gets us back a bit, but then I'm sure we'll be able to get through it. You must have been hearing a lot about how to take care of children, what exactly to do with them, online classes, and I'm sure a lot on the net about what all you can do. There are, you could say, some classes going on. There are a whole lot of circle times and YouTube presentations happening. There's a lot on the net. Well, there is something good, there is something bad, but yes, it's something which is which we have to take in the right, you could say, in the right way. We have been connecting with all of you through our YouTube streamings. We have been connecting personally with the children as well. We have been connecting personally with all of you just to keep the connect. Our mentors, our teachers, we all were connecting with those small videos which were sent to you, and it was just our way of staying connected with the child. The child had been coming to the daycare for quite some time, and suddenly not to be there in that familiar place was quite stressful for the child. So we just wanted to reassure you and the child. And now it looks that the lockdown is getting extended. The children are not going to be coming to the daycare for some more time. So let's get it more organized. So going forward with this, there are a lot of, you could say, suggestions that are coming on your, I would say, within your friend groups, within your relatives. A lot of suggestions that are coming on how to take care of your home and your children, your work and everything. Well, some of them are very, very important. They have to be taken seriously. But let's make use of this time, make use of this unexpected holiday that we have got. Most of us will agree with me, it is not a holiday. We are, I must say, we are much more overworked. There's a lot more to do. Taking care of the food, the cleaning and everything, and children. And yes, the children are at times a little, I would say, they get a little more stressful, they get a little bit more depressed because they're not able to see their friends, they're not able to go out. So it does get them down a bit, isn't it? And you too, you have so much to do. You too get snappy. Our main, you could say, our main intent is to help you out with all this. It's important to help you out with all this. Whatever, this kind of a time is something, it is unexpected, but we can get over it. It's a good time to be a little introspective. Let's get a few habits right. I'm sure we are all eating everything that is home cooked. Well, ideal way to take care of the children's eating habits. Have a proper schedule. Don't let the schedule go haywire. The children are getting up at a proper time initially. Don't stop that. Don't try to just leave the child to the online classes or to the videos or to, you could say, the YouTube session just like that. Please monitor that. So make sure that you have a discipline in the house. Make sure that you have a fixed regime in the house. I would go forward with this, that what we can do, how we can help the child during all this. Let's make the child a bit independent. Even if it's as young as a 2-year-old or even younger than that, let's make the child a little independent. It's important, isn't it? See, we have all the time now. Initially, we were running to our offices, to our work, to do so many other things. So we never had the time. We had an excuse. I don't have time. But now we do have. So let's be organized. If we are organized, the children will be organized. And as we always say, you are the first role models. Parents, you are the first role models, that your child is watching you. So make sure that your habits are right and the child will follow. So make the child independent. Let them do certain things. Let them try to at least keep their shoes in place. Let them put their, you could say, their clothes in place. They can help you with the laundry, isn't it? Maybe they can't use the machine and all that, but yes, they can help you with with getting all the stuff together. They can help you fold the clothes. So let's make them independent. Let's get on to that toilet training that we all keep talking about for the younger children. This is the best time. The weather is right. Let's do that. Let's make our children independent. Let's make them self-reliant. It's very important to be self-reliant. Let's inculcate good and healthy habits. What better time than this? We are all eating healthy. I'm sure all of you are eating whatever is available. No longer the Domino's and the Subways and the Chinese and everything. We are all eating home cooked food, isn't it? So let's have healthy eating habits, especially for our children. You will also eat well and the child will also eat well. Well, food plays a very important part, in how the child takes the stress, and you also. Let's ignite an interest in books. Let's start reading that storybook. Let's start reading our books as well. Make sure we have something so that we can at least, ignite that interest in books, the storybooks, even the newspaper, which is coming, on your laptop. Something interesting, you can show it to your child. There's no harm in that. But it should be appropriate for that age group. Let's encourage the children to help us in the kitchen. I'm sure they're helping you. Well, we too have been sending you recipes, and these recipes are not just for that you don't know how to cook, or we are just trying to, interfere in your cooking. No, it is something that we just kind of reminding you. Look, you can do this. You may have forgotten, but yes, get your child also to help you in making these simple recipes, simple dishes for everybody to enjoy at home. There's something which children like to do. Get them to wash their handkerchiefs or their socks themselves. Let them help you with all these things. Well, I'm just giving you certain ideas what you can do. Another thing that they can do is keeping things in place. You can have, certain things that, maybe the books have to be kept in a particular place. The water has to be kept in a particular place. Make sure the child follows that. Because now we have the time to keep doing the repetition. Keep telling the child about it, isn't it? So coming down to the suggestions that what I have for you, I'm sure it is going to relieve your stress, because once you have some suggestions, once you have a plan in mind, see, you've got to think, you have to plan, and you have to draw. When I talk about think, it is to think about all the good plans, what all the good ideas that are going to come to your mind. Second is to pen them down, to plan them. Okay, what am I going to do? How am I going to make sure that it will fit my day routine? And thirdly, to actually start doing it. So let's plan our schedule. Let's have a discipline in planning our schedule, a discipline for the day, a routine for the day. Children coming to the daycare always follow a routine, and let me tell you, children like the routine. It keeps them happy. They have something to do. They are responsible. Secondly, well, this is a very unexpected kind of a holiday that we've got off. And let's make the best possible use, isn't it? So let's organize, let's plan, let's have a routine. If you want, you can write it and keep it. You can ensure that each family member is following that routine. It's not only the child. Let's not make the child the only subject that you have to do it. It's for everybody. Everybody in the home should be doing it according to the capability, according to the need, and also there is no need to be all the time being too praising a bit too much. Keep it very controlled. It has to be just right. Too much of everything is also not right. So have the discipline of a routine at home. Secondly, have a healthy routine. By healthy, I mean it's important to get up on time. Make sure your child is also getting up on time. There is a time. Make sure everybody is taking a bath, especially the children. Let it not be that we are not going anywhere, so let's not take a bath. All those things should be on time. Your eating time, your nap time, everything should be on time. You should follow a complete routine. And do not forget the morning rituals. The morning rituals are, as we always say, they are your brushing your teeth, making sure that the child is using the washroom, is taking a bath, wearing fresh clothes, eating his breakfast. All those things are important. Make sure that we are doing it. One more thing I would like to say is that, also keep alternating certain activities. Don't get boring with your activities. Keep trying something new. I'm sure all of you are going to a lot of, going through a lot of YouTube recipes, which is all over. You keep trying new things. Why? Because, again, variety is the spice of life, isn't it? Same goes for children. Have new activities. Have something new for the child. Something that will help you, I'm sure, is going to be your same time, same place. Whatever work that comes to you, make sure you have a same time, same place in as a part of your routine. If you have designated one space as your reading space, or your art and craft space, or your probably doing any kind of a game kind of an area, make sure it stays the same. It's very important for a child to be in that same place, same time process. Do have an unstructured time also sometimes during the day. Unstructured playtime, unstructured bonding time is also very important, wherein you just play something, you just have something which you've not really thought about it, but yes, it just comes naturally. Some kind of I'm sure you have those are the bondings that you have at home, wherein you talk to the children, you crack a joke, you play a game, you watch a movie, you talk about your experiences, you start connecting with your relatives. These are all those unstructured bonding times you have with your children. Don't keep judging your child. Don't keep advising him onto everything. Make sure the child is just enjoying with you. Something which is wrong is pointed out and taken care of. But all the time reprimanding is not right. So be comfortable, bond with your child, have that unstructured time. The story time that we keep talking about. Well, the story time. Make sure that you have a story to tell your child every day. Stories are the best form of education, best form of learning. You want your child to wash his hands every day, make sure you tell a story. The child will follow. You want your child to speak the truth, make sure you're telling stories on that. I'm sure that the child will follow that. The last of this is have a quiet time also. A quiet time for you, a quiet time for the child. Let it be known that it's quiet time. We are going to be all quiet now. We are going to be doing what we wish to do, but without disturbing anybody, without consistent questions, what to do, where is it kept, nothing. Just have a quiet time. Go to your room, go to your space, go to your corner and have that quiet time. It's very important. Just to keep you a little abreast of what we are planning for the next week and onwards, for the next month, I would say, we'll be having a much more formalized learning session, which is going to be sent to you almost every day. Initially, we will send it to you every day, and gradually we will put it in place that you will get at least 3 to 4 days in advance. We'll be sending you a planner as well. The planner will be stated in the planner that the videos are available and the worksheets are available. Worksheets, if you do not have a printer at home, I'm sure these are very simple worksheets. You can easily draw and make the child do them. I'm sure you have some books also at home which the child can use. For the beauty and the joy children, well, who all are aware of the Ipsaa groups, well, the beauty and the joy group are our infants and our toddlers. We do not have too many videos for them. For the infant group, there are going to be no videos. There's just going to be a planner that will come. We will guide you for all the activities that need to be done. These are simple activities. This is something that you do every day at home. But we are going to be just doing it with you, just giving you a little peek on how it can be done, how to revisit it and do it with the child in a slightly more formal way. So for the infants, there are going to be no videos, only a planner with a detailed idea on how to go about it. For the toddlers, yes, 1 plus to 2 years, we will be having the videos, a few videos on maybe music and cognitive activities and maybe the exercise. For the preschool and the kindergarten, yes, we will be having proper streamlined formal classes. There will be videos on the subjects, on the themes that the children are doing. Each video would be about 2 to 3 minutes, maximum 5 minutes, which will not be a burden on the child. These will be shared with you, the worksheets too, and also the activities. This will be coming to you Monday onwards. And do not forget the story webinar, which is scheduled every Monday. Monday, 12:30, we have the story time. These are simple stories. They are shared with you by our mentors. And I'm sure the children enjoy some stories. They are very common stories, which I think most of you know. Some are katha stories. So it's just that, make sure that the child listens to it. It's important, There are few, you could say, the child must listen. The retention, the concentration has to come. The child must listen to what is being said. Ultimately, the child has to be in a class of about 35 to 40 minutes. So the concentration will not come for 40 minutes at that time. It has to go very gradually. Start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then so on, we go on to the 35 to 40 minutes. So any activity that we do, it has to be planned. It has to be same place, same time. It has to be complete work cycle. Make sure it is done by the child. Also with the promise that we'll be doing more activities later on. If the child is in a happy mood, we make sure that we keep doing the activity. Well, you must know when to break it off. It should not be too much. The child should always want more, and there should be at a different time. For all the activities that we'll be doing with you, make sure that you do have something which is a kind of a logbook that you would have, wherein you know that your child has already done this. You could guide the child, that you can put a smiley or a tick that you have attended this session. And if you want to go back, the videos are with you. You can always watch them. You can fix a time for that. Just excuse me. Well, talking too much also has its own effect on the throat. In case you have any difficulty regarding the planner or the worksheets or the art and craft activities or anything else, make sure that you reach out to our staff. The numbers are all with you. Please do get them online, and you can ask your doubts. And if you share the videos with us with your consent, we will also upload them on our regular day of streaming. So make sure that you yeah. So you can always reach out to your Ipsaa team member. I'm sure you have the numbers. You can stream out. Well, I have a little question from Mayurika Agarwal. How to make her 2-year-old sit and listen to stories? She does not want to listen. Well, you must, talk about your experiences. If your child doesn't want to listen to a regular story, you can always talk to your child on a very unstructured way, and tell the child your stories, your experiences. Story could be anything. You don't need to listen to only Goldilocks and the Three Bears or the Katha stories. A story could be from your life. So the experiential story that you tell your child interests the child much more. Tell something about what would be what you did as a child. Try connecting with the child like that. Even for a regular story that you have, make sure just before going bedtime, that's the recommended time. Once the child is into the bed, you can always read out a story. Young children always like to listen to one story for a very long time. They may have the same story. Please tell me this story, and again. You do want to keep changing the story. Don't do that. The child has expressed his desire to listen to a particular story. He's still trying to understand. There are many facts that the child is understanding in a very gradual way. So try doing that. As per the next question that I can see is Anubhuti about the dedicated age-specific discussion rooms weekly. Yes, we'll be having certain classes which will be conducted by the mentors for the nursery and the KG class. Your mentors would be getting in touch with you. On the TV, the storytelling sessions, when we tell she listens to, this is what I think your thing is. I meant on the TV, the storytelling sessions, when we tell story, she listens to it. Okay, so you're trying to tell me that she doesn't listen to the story session that happens on the TV? If that is the case, well, if you show the interest, the child will also show the interest. Try to behave like a child once in a while. Show your exuberance, your enthusiasm while listening to a story. The child is going to follow you. Maybe not in a day, but gradually, yes. It takes time. Any habit formation, any new activity doesn't happen in a day. It goes on for a very long time till the child actually feels comfortable and starts following it. I'm sure you have a lot of storybooks at home. You have a lot of things, a lot of, you could say, even small, I would say, objects that you have at home have a story attached to it. Maybe some of your own toys which you still have. Probably you can show the child, the story. You can tell the child the story attached to it. So it will be a good way to connect with the child on that. I have Shruti. Shruti is like how to keep a 1 year old child engaged. Uh, it's very important to make sure that all that we spoke about the time, about the routine and the schedule, the same place, same time, complete work cycles play a very important role. If the child is in a routine, has had his bath, is rested, has his meal, and has a particular time for doing certain activity, will do. That's a structured activity. At times, the children are not interested in that structured activity. So, whatever the child is showing an interest in, make sure you convert it into an activity. If the child wants to play with water, try making that into a water activity. You can tell a child how to open the bottle, close the bottle. It is wet, it is dry. I'm sure these kind of activities help a child. Don't try to disengage a child from there. Children love to play with the brooms and the mops. And let me tell you, if we give them a dedicated work to do, they do like to do it. And also, if you don't want the child to do it, after some time, the child will leave it also. But give the child some structure. Have a proper activity. Well, Iti, with so many things to juggle at home, yes, we do tend to lose our patience. It is very difficult. It is stressful. It is very stressful. But then, as teachers are in school, when they are dealing with so many children, they don't lose their patience. So at home also, try to be that role model. There's a lot depending on you. You have to control that. Try to once you have a routine, once you follow all these things about doing your work at a particular time, the child understanding, and the rules are not only for the child. Let me tell you, see why the children are not interested is because most of the rules, most of the discussions, or most of the things that you are telling the child to do is only for the child. The elders get away with it. The older person at the home probably would be eating at any time, would be doing whatever they want to do. There is no fixed TV time. Anything can be happening. But with a child, we have so many things. No, you can't do this. No, no TV time. You will not eat food in front of the TV. But when we have a match or when we have some important news coming, what do? We switch on the TV and we are doing all those things. So we give a wrong message to the child. So please don't do that. As a mother, we have a lot to do, and mothers are superwomen. Hats off to all the women. I always maintain my stance on this that all women, they are able to accomplish so much during the day. And you do feel a very, very special and an accomplished person at the end of the day. You are doing your work, you are doing your family's work, you are making sure things are in place, and also you're organizing things. You are the captain of your ship. And learning to have patience is also an art. And we are, as human beings, we are learning all through our life. So let's learn this act of this art of having patience. Don't lose your patience with your children, especially the younger ones. The younger ones will get scared, and the older ones will go into a shell and they'll become snappy. Well, we have a lot of things we tell the children. Don't reply back. If you're angry, count till 10. We do a whole lot of things, but do we actually do them ourselves? I request all adults to first practice that. If the house gets a little messy, it's okay. It can be taken care of later. Regarding Pankaj's question about the ongoing virus, well, please explain to the children only that much that they can take. Don't go into too many details. Don't scare them. You are scared yourself. Don't scare them. Teach them healthy habits. See, washing hands is not something which the present scenario has taught us. It was taught to us when we were very, very young. We were asked to wash our hands, and we still do it. Why has it become so important now? So please do not scare the children. Follow healthy habits. Make sure that the children understand this. We at school also, we don't let the children be very close to each other. We try to keep them apart. There is no kissing, no hugging. Well, it's a part of the learning that we do at school. So please follow it at home also. Don't scare them with everything, that they stop meeting others. Shashi has a question that a child is just getting their way out. Just to say no to a child, well, I couldn't follow it. Could you be more specific about it? Okay, so Mayurika has one more concern that a 2-year-old child plays on her own when I can do my office work during this lockdown. Well, you can give something which the child likes to do. Give some kind of a goal to fixate, let it be something which the child actually likes doing and is looking forward to doing it. It could be as simple as just maybe doing an art activity or playing with their own toys. Let them do it. And tell them the importance of your work and the importance of their work. See, we are sending all these streamings and all these video streamings and video classes to you. If you appreciate it and you tell the child that it is important, it's come from your school, it is very important for you to see it, the child will understand the importance of that. Likewise, when you tell the child, look, I am now busy with my work, so don't disturb me, he will appreciate that as well. Please appreciate each other's work. A child's work at this time is to do his activities, his learning modules that have been sent to him. Appreciate that, and I'm sure the child will also not disturb you while you are doing your work. Keep taking breaks, even in your work, because you are at home. It's a different scenario altogether. You are not sitting in office. You have to manage your home as well. So do take those little breaks that you can afford to during your regular office timing online. See, a child wanting to see mobile videos or TV and I can't allow, well, it is very important that the child cannot be allowed to have the TV and the mobiles all the while. That's why we are kind of cutting down on that. We are not sending you too many videos. We have one streaming session that comes to you on Wednesday. And even the videos that we will be sending you post Monday, they are going to be very short videos. You can have a time for it. Do fix a time for it. Don't let it be any time, the moment you feel that, you have to do something else, okay, I'll put this and let the child do it. No. Let it be something very sacred. It's a very short video. It's only there to give you an idea. It's only there to help you with whatever resources you have at home. You can do that activity. It could be maybe just a primary color activity. It could be an alphabet activity. Well, you can do that at home. You've just got an idea and you can do it. There are many things at home which you can also involve your child in. You have your vegetables at home, you have a whole lot of your own rations, you have a whole lot of things that are there in your you could say in your pantry. You have so many things in your home which can be used as a learning material. We do all kinds of activities in our cognitive learning. It's about stacking of tumblers and stacking of you could say books. There are a whole lot of activities that we do. These activities can be replicated. They can be applied to your home. You can see what the child can do. You can ideally give a small activity of just laying the table to the child. Don't have the child lay the complete table. Just let the child lay the mats. That's his duty. Give him a particular duty. Give him something that is interesting. Most of the children love to be in the kitchen where their mothers are in the kitchen. So you must explain to them that what they can do and what they can't do. Things which are dangerous. A knife is dangerous. Fire is dangerous. They cannot be close to that. They have to be told at that time. But yes, they can do a little bit of kneading. You are kneading the dough, maybe they can help you with kneading the dough. They can make some shapes, they can make some rotis for themselves, and you could probably roast it on the pan for them. You can tell the child probably to uh, wipe the bowls or maybe wipe the spoons. Some work which is a little meaningful for a child. See, every time you can't be doing art and craft with a child. So you have to involve the child. Make each chore that you are doing into an activity. Involve the child in it. Rather than telling a child, no, this is not your job. You please go from here. No. Let the child do it, but give him a proper instruction. Your instruction should be clear. It cannot be half-baked information. The child is wanting to knead the dough and you say, no, 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 don't do it, don't do it. Please tell him, okay, you want to do it. Tell him about the flow. This is atta, and I'm going to put water and I'm going to knead it, and I can make any shape out of it. You want to do it? Tell him to do it. These are the kind of activities I'm talking about. You are dusting the house. You can always tell a child to dust a few things. So this is how you involve a child in whatever you are doing, rather than telling a child not to do anything. See, how to say no to a child without offending the child. Yes, that's very important. Every time hearing a no, no, no is not right. It's always better to frame it in a different sentence. A child is playing with probably, the switches in your home. So you must explain to a child that you shouldn't do it. Let's not do this. Or let's do it in a different way. You want to do it? Let's do it. Rather than giving a no, a complete no. And especially when there are a lot more people around. Maybe the siblings are there. Maybe the grandparents are there. Well, they're all family, but a child does feel a little let down. So do not let down your child. But also tell him that there are certain things which you can do and certain things which you cannot do. I hope that answers your question about how to say no. No is a very simple and a two-letter word which we as parents love to just you know shout it out. No, for everything it's no. Can I go out to play? No. Can I watch TV? No. So that no has to go out. Yes, you can watch TV, but there's a time for it. Yes, you want to go out. Well, there's a time for it. So all these things have to be they have to be taken into account. Well, going forward with our what we can do, um, for all these activities that will be coming to you, we'll be, the planner that we'll be giving to you, you must make sure that you fix a time for it. That's very important. If you want your child to do it, to see these videos or maybe these worksheets or activities, have a time for it. And don't have it a very long time. Children don't have that kind of concentration for that. It has to be short. We'll be sending you rhymes. Well, most of you also get quite, unhappy about the rhymes. That why we are being sent so many rhymes, so many videos on rhymes. Well, rhymes are the best way to increase the vocabulary. Music really helps a child to learn so much more. Any new word, if explained in a rhyme form, is learned much faster. So that rhyming is very important. For the beauty and the toddler group, even if you're playing on the music, make sure your music is very soothing, very calm. Don't have music which is too, you could say, loud and agitates the child. The child has to be very calm. So keep your music's in a very, you could say, the music should be melodious, soothing, and soft. Just to go forward with it, once the schools, I had this question from somebody that, how will be taking care, of the safety measures of post the lockdown. Well, post the lockdown, Ipsa would be following all the advisory as given by the government. We'll be following all the protocols. We'll be making sure that the children are taken care of accordingly as per the requirements. We will not be. We'll follow our ratios. Um, Not too many children in the class. We will be keeping a check on who's coming, who's going. Even for parents, only nursing mothers will be allowing. We will not be allowing others. We do not want too many people coming to the center, as that is going to bring in a lot of, you could say, unwanted, germs coming in the center. So we would like to avoid that. Too much of interference from the out. So we will be following as per the protocol, as per the advisory of the government. We will be looking into your feedback as well. We will be giving a little orientation as well, and we'll be sending you a note on what kind of measures you need to take when you bring your child to the daycare. Our request that please do not get your child if the child is sick. That's very important for us. We must make sure that the child is taken care of at home and the child is comfortable. See, after the lockdown is over, we will be open as per the government, you could say, orders. It's not for us to decide right now. So, going on that, anything that comes to your mind, please do share. Do send us your feedback. Do send us your feedback post the sessions that we have that we'll be sharing with you. Get in touch with any mentor that you are connecting with right now, your cluster head, your center in charge, whosoever is in connect with you. Please try to be in connect with them and make sure that your query or your doubt is taken care of. That's about all. So I'll bid you a very good afternoon once again. Take care, stay safe, be happy, enjoy the holiday as well. Thank you all. Thank you all for attending the webinar. You're most welcome to write to us. We're always there to support you, to assist you. Take care of yourself, take care of your family, and take care of your children. It's important that we all hold out together. Well, again, just before going, I have Megha Gupta, with another question. Uh, how to how the child, how to let the child know of all the bad things without instilling fear. Well, without instilling fear, you have to first see how you are going to address it. Don't get paranoid about certain things. Be very normal, be very natural. There is always a way out, there is always a solution. Don't get agitated when you talk to the child. Do not raise your voice when you talk to the child. If the child is being argumentative, is trying to be stubborn, is not listening to you, well, try to calm yourself first. There's no point in going forward with the conversation if you are going to be, agitated. So first calm yourself. You know, You want your child to stay away from not going too close to people, to wash hands, to take care of themselves, not to watch too much of TV. Please go with it when the child is in a calm frame of mind. When the child has already done something wrong and you start lecturing the child, it doesn't work. Let the child be calm, be in a happy mood. You are also in a very happy frame of mind, and then talk to the story that I was talking to you about. That's the time you can do the story. So make sure that you don't uh, instill fear in the child. Just tell the child that much which is required. Don't go too much into details. It's not required. They cannot process that kind of information. We are there to take care of children. So don't get scared. Don't have the fear take over you. And the fear will not be there for the child. So, with this note, we will end the session. Thank you so much. See you soon. Hope the lockdown gets over. Our centers are quite lonely and depressing without the children. We are just hoping that the lockdown gets over and we open soon as per the government orders. Looking forward to meeting you again. Bye bye. Thank you.